Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. I am Debbie Waidl. I am a functional migraine health coach specialist here to help you get to the bottom of your migraines without having to use pills, quick fixes, and all the risky surgeries that so many of you have tried to end your pain and are still suffering decades later. We are here on a special day and a special time because we have a special guest with us. Before we get started, let me just quickly double check to make sure that we are live in the group. I want to make sure we are streaming. Perfect. Looks like we are good to go. So if you are here watching me live, do me a favor, pop your name in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. We always love to know where everyone is from. I'm in New York. Lorna was picking on me. We were chatting a little bit before we started. It's 80 degrees where she is today. Not so much where I am today. Not so much. It is 20 degrees today. Let me just get my headphones are not working. So give me 2 seconds. There's always technical difficulties. We had this fixed before we started. And there we go. Now we're back. Wonderful. Okay. So as I said, we're here with a special guest. Lorna has joined us today. So thank you, Lorna, for being here today.
Glad to be here.
Wonderful. So Lorna, for those of you, so everyone knows who she is, Lorna is a mom of 3 grown children and a grandma to 4. She's been in education for 28 years, both as a teacher and a school principal. I did not know you were a school principal. To relax, Lorna likes to play the piano and hiking or riding her bike through the desert. And Lorna, you remember your first migraine, and that was 30 years ago.
Yes.
You've had migraines for 30 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they didn't start out really intense, of course, but I remember the first one I had, and it was stress related. And I was doing my student teaching, and my twins were, I don't know, 3.5 years old. And I remember cooking dinner laying on the kitchen floor. I would get up and do what I had to do, and then I'd lay back down on the floor. And then from there, they just, they would progress to where the last 10 years it got out of control. Yeah.
Well, you just led me right into what we're going to talk about today. Because we're here to talk about the fact that there are so many women in this group that have migraines and they don't stop. They keep going because they feel that need to care for everyone else. They feel that need to make sure their kids are taken care of, their spouses are taken care of, work is taken care of. And Lorna, you just mentioned that you were on the floor so that you could cook dinner, lying on the floor, getting up, cooking, lying back on the floor again. So can you tell us a little bit about how your pain did impact your life in that way and how it was trying to live your life, but take care of everybody else at the same time while you were in pain?
Yeah. Well, there were times you couldn't do anything. And, I had a 3rd child born, so I was a mom of 3 then. And, they need to go and do things, and you need to take them places, and you got to help them with their schoolwork. Plus, I was always in a point where I had to work full time. Okay. And so I wouldn't just work 8 hours a day. I'm the one that works 10, 12 hours a day and still trying to take care of my kids and think that, I'm Wonder Woman, I guess, and can do everything, and you work through the pain. And to where it came to when you didn't have to work, you'd let your husband take the kids, or you would just lay down and then you would miss things. And then I remember some of the times family would say, "Why aren't you there? And you're always sick." And then I felt like, am I just a hypochondriac? Is there really something going on with me? And because I didn't seek treatment for my migraines until probably, I don't know, maybe 5-7 years ago or so, where I finally said, okay, there's something going on, and let me go get some help. And that's when I started getting relief. But I got relief because medication after medication got added to the plan.
Yeah, you were taking quite a few meds, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. First of all, I would, you have friends that say, here, I have a migraine medicine, and it worked. Yeah. And so then I went to the doctor and I said, okay, we got to do something, Yeah. And so they put me on the triptans, and then they increased the dose, and then they would put me on the preventative meds. And then I thought, no, I don't need that. And I would go off of them. until finally the doctor sent me to a neurologist because they were getting worse. And the neurologist said, no, you need to be on these anti-preventative meds. And then I found out they were anti-seizure meds. And I'm like, but I didn't understand it. And then my granddaughter got diagnosed with epilepsy. And I'm like, she's the one that needs these anti-seizure meds, not me. I have headaches. I don't have seizures. And so that was the point where they just wanted to keep putting more and more meds in me. And then I thought a lot of it was sinus related because I had allergies. So I was taking the 24-hour decongestants at least once a day. If not, sometimes instead of 24 hours, I would start the next one at 20 hours. And I had arthritis, so I had inflammation in my body. So I was taking meds for that. And you just felt like anywhere you had to go, you had to have your medication with you because that was the only thing that was going to relieve the pain. But it got to the point where, you know, the doctor gives you 9 sumatriptans a month. Well, sometimes I needed that in a week. And so you find yourself stockpiling them and you're like, I've got to have them here. And I finally got to the point where there's got to be a way to prevent these without taking pill after pill after pill. And so
I mean, did you feel like every time you left home, you had like a pharmacy with you?
Yeah. And then you thought, oh, maybe I got a chocolate, or I need more soda, or I need, and I felt like there was one time I didn't have a soda in the house. And I thought, is this what somebody feels like who's addicted to something? I need to go to Quick Trip and get a soda because I really come on. And I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Exactly. I know. I always used to be jealous of women that had these really cute, like little purses when they went out that they could carry, because I always had to have the big suitcase purse because I needed to be able to fit everything in it. Because even if it was a 15-minute excursion to go get gas or something, I was afraid to leave home without the, you know, the sumatriptan, the Advil, the Tylenol, the, you know, the snack, the water, that whatever else I needed at the time. You know, sometimes I even carried ice packs with me in my purse. And so I never got to use the cute little purses. It was always like that suitcase that, you know, probably weighed 50 pounds that I'm sure made my neck and my head feel worse that I was carrying around. But so 6 months ago, you decided, you know, after years and years of caring for your kids, caring for your husband, and all the things, you know, in school, being a teacher, caring for your students, 6 months ago, you decided to care for yourself. What made you make that decision?
Well, I had started going to a physical therapy for an issue with my wrist. And then I got to talking to them about my migraines. And she goes, oh, I can help you with your migraines. So I started the dry needling and, you know, other kind of exercise. And I thought, oh, this is helping. And then they started talking to me about nutrition and other things. And the neurologist, when I would go to the neurologist, they were, well, let's see, what medicine can we change? And there's different meds out there, and there's Botox, and but you know, you are doing a little bit better. So I don't see what medication I can change. Let's just stay on the medication, and never really approach the issue of why. And I had started doing research on my own. The physical therapist started talking to me, you know, when she was doing the dry needling and helping me with the exercises. She's like, there's ways to prevent these. And then the more research I did, I came across you and checked that out more. And with the research I've done, it's like, there's something here to this. And I'm always one that's kind of skeptical of something you find through the internet or through Facebook. And you're like, because there's, you know, you question so much.
Absolutely.
But I had done enough research. I thought there's something to this. And I knew there had to be a way other than medication and having painful needles stuck into my back and my neck. That something had to give. And I couldn't go on like this anymore. It was to the point I was starting, you know, it was hard to go to work, and I just couldn't do it anymore, especially as a single woman. I'm a widow, and taking care of myself, I have to be able to go to work. And there just had to be another way out. And I said, I'm going to figure it out. And through you, we figured it out. Yeah.
How did it feel that day when your neurologist told you that there was really like nothing else to try, and let's just keep doing what you're doing? The thing that wasn't working.
I was mad, and I don't know if mad or frustrated, but I felt like, here, you are a doctor. You should want to help me get to the bottom of it and see why we're having them. I'm a big why person. And ever since I was little, my favorite question was, well, why? And so I knew there had to be a why behind the migraine, and the neurologist didn't want to help me get there. And so that was the day I walked out of her office with all my prescriptions in tow, and I never went back.
Yeah, it's hard because the doctors and the neurologists, they don't want you in pain. I mean, obviously they're giving you the meds, hoping that this is going to take care of the pain, because that's what they're taught. That's exactly how they're taught to take care of medicine. But there's very few and far between neurologists that actually will dive into what the root cause is, dive into the why, which is really the reason why 2,800 women are in this group, because they want the why so that they can get to figuring out the how to actually end it versus managing and covering up.
Right.
So fortunately, you did stumble across us, and I'm glad that you did. And I totally get, as you say, that, when you find someone on Facebook or find someone on the internet, it's really hard to know if they're a real person and if they really can help, which is why we have this group, which is why we have the Women's Migraine Freedom Group, so that people can come in with no charge. We don't charge a membership for this group purposely, so you can come in and explore and watch videos and learn and come to these strategy calls to hear what women are saying and the results that they're having. So you chose to jump on a call with me to make that decision to join our private program, the Freedom from Migraine Method. And that choice was difficult for you, wasn't it? To make that choice that day.
Yeah, my husband and I had both been through cancer treatments, and he unfortunately didn't make it. And so I was on my own in a pretty bad financial place, but I knew that I had to make this investment in myself. And I knew Jack was sitting on my shoulder saying, Lorna, do it, because I didn't do anything for me. I always took care of everybody else. And it was like, this time you have to do it for you. And it just made so much sense. And yes, it was a financial investment, but I got a lot of tools. I got a lot of support. And more importantly, I've been able to dump the meds and start living again. And so, and that's one of the things I've learned through this program too, is I had to take care of myself. I always knew I didn't put myself first. Nobody else would, but I didn't live that. And now I'm finally living it and working on me. Do I have a long way to go? Yeah. And I've been migraine free now for 2 months. I had a little one last weekend, but it's wonderful to be where I am now, but knowing that I still have more work to do. It's not going to be anything that's going to go away tomorrow. And if I quit living the healthy lifestyle that I am now, I know it could all come back and I could be back where I was before. But what I like about the program is that it's a holistic program. It looks at the whole person, and from my sleep habits to your bathroom habits to what you put in your body food wise, chemicals, stress, it encompasses really everything. And it makes so much sense and it works. And you give us the tools to do that. And the support from all the other ladies in the group is amazing too. And the recipes we share and just ideas. It's nice.
It's amazing to have a community where you can share those things back and forth. You ladies are coming and doing a lot of learning. There's, lessons and things that you go through, but I think the key piece is knowing that you have a group of 40 to 60 other women that you're experiencing the same thing with at the same time, that you can be there for each other, because migraines can be a lonely journey. Unless you're someone who's had them, unless you're someone who's experienced them, you can be sympathetic, obviously, but you just don't know. You don't know what it's like. So, and I love how you said that it's a full body approach, because I think that's another misconception of many women that come into this group. They're looking for what everyone else is doing and for that one thing that that person is doing that's going to get them migraine free. And there is no one thing. I wish there was. I wish there was. If there was one thing, 1 in 4 women wouldn't have migraines, right? We'd all figure out that one thing, we'd do it, and we'd move on our merry way and say, hallelujah, it's all set. But it's not. It's little teeny tiny tweaks in, like 6 key areas. And each person, those little tweaks are different as to what they have to do. You definitely had different things that you worked on when you came into the program versus somebody else. But
Right.
figuring that out is really what the key is, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
30 years of migraines, you just said 2 months of pretty much no migraines. You had one, a small one last week. But the key thing I think that I love that you said before we got on live today is you know why you got it. And you were able to get rid of it quickly. And that's the true definition of migraine freedom. It's not necessarily that you'll never have head pain again, because let's face it, that's kind of unrealistic to say that. I mean, people who don't have migraines have head pain, right? But knowing why it happened and knowing what you can do for the next time, that's what's key. It's when the migraines are showing up that we don't understand what we've done that has created that. That's when we still have so much work to do. So I love that you share that. That's a key point. If anyone's watching and that resonates with them, please let me know in the comments. And let me know if you have any questions for Lorna right now. We've got Jen watching. We have Carol watching. Plusha's watching. Barbie's out there. Morning, Barbie. It's early for Barbie. It is 8 o'clock in the morning. Actually, it's early for you too, Lorna. I'm the East Coast one. It's a little later. We have Lisa watching. Leslie's watching. I told you a lot of people weren't going to get up on a Saturday morning and watch you, but I lied. You have a little fan club out there.
Oh, we're glad they're here.
Absolutely. So obviously things now are quite a bit different. One thing I did want to touch on as well, you mentioned the medications. You weren't just on meds for migraines, but you were on other meds as well. And you mentioned before we jumped on, you're pretty much off of all those.
I'm off all of them. I was on, my cancer was breast cancer, so I'm off that, which I think it was an estrogen blocker. So I do think that probably helped.
Yeah.
Migraines a little bit, but I'm off that. I'm off my depression meds, and all the doctors, they kept increasing that. And I weaned myself off that. We're off that now. I was taking lots of decongestants every day, thinking the med pain, inflammation, anti-inflammatories for arthritis. I'm off all that. They had, I had gone, let me try this vitamin to help with the migraines. I'm off all those, and I'm pretty much med free of everything. And it feels good, because it used to be where I'd get a call from the drugstore, every few weeks. Your refills are ready.
Yeah.
And refills are ready for this one, and then your refills were ready for this one. And I don't get those calls anymore. And I'm just trying now to take care of myself and eat clean. And I know the one thing that I learned from you is, what is it? FERPA or something, or just eat real food?
JERF. Yep. Just eat real food. Yep.
And I don't crave when they have donuts and bagels at work anymore. At school, they'll bring those in maybe one morning a week. And I really changed things around altogether. Again, like we said, it's a whole program, and the word inflammation became new to me through this program, and it kind of explains some of the arthritis as well, and different things. So not only did I get my migraines taken care of, but I think it helped with my mood, my attitude. The depression has gotten better, the arthritis has gotten better. It's a whole, you saw the whole body. And it's amazing what lifestyle and food changes and different things can do. And I'm sleepy now. I'm not getting up 50 times at night to go to the bathroom, and I can get a good night's sleep. I don't have to sleep with the TV on anymore, or I thought I did, but so it's pretty cool. So I would encourage anybody, invest in yourself, take the time to do this, because it really does work. You have to work it, and it's not going to happen overnight. And there are going to be days when you wonder, what in the world did I do? But keep
I
at it.
believe you actually said that to me one day.
And I remember you would get on the phone and you're like, Lorna, we haven't heard from you for a while. What's going on? And I'm like, I'm failing. And you picked me back up and you said, let's look at it again. And you helped me through it. So you were there for me as a coach, and you didn't wait for me to reach out to you. You would reach out to me when I became this wayward soul that was not to be seen. And so you do take comfort and care, and you have compassion, and you understand because you've been there. And that's the one thing that I really appreciated when I learned about your program, is that you've been there. So if you've been there, you know how to help us.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the same with my team members. You know, the majority of the women that work for me, we have 7 team members right now. The ones that work in the front lines and work with all of you, they've had migraines, you know, and they've been through the program. So I think it's really important that I know how you're feeling, which is why we reach out to you, because we know that there are going to be dark days. You know, there are obviously, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but there are dark days to get there. But you proved, Lorna, that working like a mad woman, which you do, you kind of have the same work ethic that I do. It's like, okay, you know, we have to remember to give ourselves free time and remember to fit that fun in. But you were able to, you know, find that time for you, do what you needed to do, and look at you now. I mean, it's amazing, the transformation from 6 months ago. You know, I keep joking that I really want to get a screenshot of everyone when they start and get a screenshot of everyone when they're done, you know, like they do in the weight loss, where I just want to see the look in your eyes, because it is so different, you know, the smiles and the lightness in your eyes, and you can just tell that that happiness that's there. So, well, I really appreciate you taking the time to share today. So is there anything that you want to say to everyone out here before we let everyone go today? Any last words of wisdom or anything you want to share with them?
Just that there is hope, and take time to put yourself first. And if you don't, nobody else really can. You have to do it. It's not going to be done for you. And you have to decide if that's what you want, and just make a better you. So I say, you know, reach out. Any of us are here to talk and share, and it's worth your time and your investment, because people, ladies, you're worth it. Yeah.
I think that's the best note to end on. So anyone that's watching this right now or on the replay, if you have a question for either one of us, you know, make sure that you tag us in this video. As Lorna just said, you know, she's welcome to share anything more. But, you know, I think it's really important that we do hear women's experiences. We do hear what it is like, because migraines do not have to be a life sentence. I don't care if you're someone in this group who's had them for 40 years. It doesn't matter. You know, you still have many amazing years left in your life if you've had them for 40 years, and let's figure it out so that you can enjoy the rest of those as pain-free as possible. Lorna, thank you. Thank you so much for your time on a Saturday. I know you're a busy lady, so we really appreciate you taking the time out to come and chat with everyone.
Well, I thank you. And I thank you for working through this program yourself and putting it together to help all these other women. So thank you for what you've put together.
Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It is a true pleasure. I readily admit, each and every day, to get up and work, to watch the transformation in all of your lives. So again, thanks for your time today. Everyone that is watching, thank you again for spending some time with us on a Saturday. Please post your questions below if you have them. And we will see all of you next Tuesday, which, let me just double check. I believe it is a special time, so I want to make sure we get that right. Yes, next Tuesday, the 15th, is our next migraine strategy call, and that will actually be held at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time versus our normal time that we normally do at noon. It's just going to be for this next Tuesday, again, the 15th. We will be interviewing Christine. Christine Beck is going to be on to share her experience. So make sure you join us. Let me know if you have any questions, and we will see all of you in the group, everybody. Have a great day. Here's to your migraine-free day.